Hey, welcome back to Happy Hour here on the Craft Beer Runner. We have a special episode today. We're doing a top 3 beer can challenge. I have all my friends here. Jacette from episode 2, Anders was from episode 2, Brian was episode 4. We have newcomers to the channel. We have Joel all the way from the Chicago area, and my wife, Kara. I know I talk about you all the time, don't I? Normally, she's going to be mad at me. I don't know what I say. So welcome everyone. First of all, cheers everyone. I know we all have different varieties.
Cheers.
So the challenge today, we were all supposed to go to our local bottle shop and pick out 3 cans or 3 bottle designs that kind of stood out to us that we thought, at least in that bottle shop, were our favorites. So we're gonna go each have about 2 minutes to introduce your 3 cans and choose your favorite of the 3. Also mention which beer you're drinking, because I know we're not all drinking our favorite of the 3 cans. So let's start off with Jacette.
Hello. Happy calling it my Friday, even though it's not. So
well, this video comes out on Thursdays.
Happy Thursday. So let's see, what order do I go in? I'm just going to present them. I went to Chuck's here in Seattle, which is my local, what did we call it? Your local
bottle shop.
Bottle shop. And I picked out Impeachmint IPA from Rooftop Brewing.
Nice.
I'm like, how do you, it's sunny here.
They're in the Magnolia Inner Bay area of Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, this just says Seattle, Washington. So independent brewery. This is brewed with peach and mint, and it's just got a cute little Trump peach on there. He's just so cute and fuzzy. And it just says, go vote, vote 2020, vote 2020. Bottom of the can says, go vote. So obviously I was like, I got to try this. Second one is the Wizard of Fog, which is actually not from Washington. I was actually surprised they had it. Sorry that the PNW is still so freaking bright. Oh my gosh. Not for long. And this is from Santa Cruz. This is Santa Cruz, California. So honestly, the can was super freaking dope. It's got Dorothy's shoes, and funny story, I've never seen The Wizard of Oz. So naturally I had to get the can. And my all-time favorite beer, Jack got 2 days before me. And so I thought it was fair that I'm going to let him present it. So I'm not going to present that one. So I went with what's on my fridge, and still local, because Great Notion just opened 2 tap houses in Seattle. And so it's a Great Notion can. And it honestly is my favorite one. So it's got a bear camping with like death and a skull. And as we all know, just super fan of the skulls. So do we say our favorite can now, Jack? Because this is
which of the 3 is your favorite?
Yes, it's this one. Great Notion has some of the best artwork, honestly. So their cans always make me really happy, and this would be my favorite can. And they're still an independent brewery. They're from Portland, Oregon, but they just opened 2 tap houses here. And honestly, so I rarely have a beer from them that I don't just absolutely love.
Right, and we were talking before we hit record that their app has all their characters and backstories for all their characters, and it's really cool what they're doing. And which one are you drinking?
They're killing it. So I'm drinking the double IPA Wizard of Fog, which honestly, I was gonna say I'm surprised, but I'm not. It's because it's not a Seattle beer. It's actually like ridiculously hazy and foggy, and I'm a huge fan. And it's my Beer Junction cup with the little Halloween thing.
Yeah, so that brewery that you picked that one up for, we saw 2 other cans at the store that kind of like, one was like the Sonic the Hedgehog beer, and I forgot what the other one was. They got all their cans. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, I got that one too, so we'll be trying it tomorrow.
Sweet. Brian, you want to introduce your 3 cans?
Yeah. First up is this pretty can. The name of the beer is called Crowns and Axes. It's a collab between Crowns and Hops, which is actually a Black-owned brewery here in Inglewood, and Great Notion in Portland, which Jacette mentioned. It's a strawberry and guava Gose, so it's like a sour wheat beer, typically brewed with like salt. I like the can just because it's bright and bold, basically like proclaiming like this is going to be a summer banger in a can. The color matches the fruit, and then also the logo is a sort of a mashup between the two breweries. Crowns and Hops has the crown, and you got the Great Notion double axe in there. So that's my first.
Might be Venmoing you some money, B-Lee, to send me some cans up here, and Jack and I will split them.
No doubt, I got some cans coming to Jack. So
yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Second can I got is what I'm drinking right now, but this is a Study Break from Bottle Logic Brewing out in Anaheim. Basically, for those who don't know or not familiar with the brewery, it's kind of like fashioned on like a retro future theme. So their aesthetic is modeled after like the golden age of like science fiction. So you got this like galaxy of like textbooks. You got an Atari 2600 joystick, and then you got this fake Snickers bar with peanuts. For those who don't know, this stout is actually a Snickers inspired stout. So it's brewed with chocolate, lactose, cacao nibs, and peanuts. That's my second can. That's what I'm actually drinking. And then my last can is a beer from, it's actually a collab between Untitled Art in Wisconsin and Väsen Brewing in the East Coast. I think they're in Virginia. This is a dry hop kiwi sour. And their sort of statement is like they make art inside and outside the can. So it's actually like super cool. It's like an abstract painting. It's almost like ethereal in nature. It's got this like large swatch of pink. And then you have like these delicate textures and colored clouds with like the kiwi. And they actually commission their artwork from like local artists. So this particular person is from Colorado, but they collab with a lot of breweries all over the country, and as well as artists, which is super cool.
Awesome. Joel, you want to go next?
Sure thing. All right, so first thing I'll show you guys what I'm drinking right now. This is, sorry, small can, but this is Birdsong from Temperance Brewing, which is Chicago brewery, north suburb kind of area. It's actually it's a farmhouse Saison, so it's kind of more of that like somewhere between a Belgian, somewhere between a sour. It's got a little sourness, little creaminess to it. Artwork is super cool, just on a regular can, no like craft label, but it's literally a tree with a bunch of speakers and animals rocking out. Birdsong. Show you guys the color, little bit of that cloudiness that you get from a typical Saison. I actually tasted it once, so.
Nice glassware, Joel.
It's solid, thank you.
Yeah, that glassware I think just wins today. If we're rating glassware, I think that was the top.
I buy all of my own glassware, so that's absolutely fantastic. All me. But no, that was the first time I tried it. Love stuff from Temperance. If you're ever out in the Chicago area, they're pretty well distributed actually, so you can get it. So just have a look. Another of mine, which really going off script. This is not a can, it's a bottle. But you guys all know Bell's, but it's cold here. It's actually today is relatively nice, but it's getting cold. So this is Bell's Best Brown. Love the owl, but most importantly, this is an incredible, incredible fall beer to drink. I'll probably drink this one next. If you can find anything Bell's, or if you're in kind of the Kalamazoo area of Michigan, great brewery. They got a couple different spots to stop by. It's an awesome brown ale, just completely classic. If you're thinking of like a West Coast equivalent, AleSmith's Nut Brown is pretty similar. That's what I would go with if I was trying to stay west of the Mississippi on that. This next one's a giant can. I'm actually not this small, but I had to represent my local brewery. So this is Chris Lake's right next to my head. This is Chris Lake Brewing, which is local town brewer. And this is actually a crowler of what they call glory days. I'm a sucker for anything written on a label. You got your ABV, it's 7.6. This was canned on 10.2, so super fresh. And it's actually it's a fresh hop, wet hop ale, which they do one time a year. always different stuff. I think this is lemon drop from a hop standpoint, but I actually don't remember. I was just there the other day. I might open this tonight. We're just going to determine how long we get. It's a little huge.
It's Thursday. It's okay.
Are the kids asleep?
I hear Leo upstairs running back and forth every so often, but he's settling down. So I guess I have no excuse.
So based on how episode 2 went, I'm really excited to see what Anders is about to pull out of his mystery fridge in his backyard. And my guess will be more than 3 cans, and it'll be way above the assignment, is my guess.
Best believe there's going to be something from McKellar there.
Yes.
No,
I'm honestly,
I'm
starting to wonder if Anders ever leaves that spot.
I
feel like any point of day that you post anything, you're there reading, drinking, YouTubing, like everything. You're there. I am
very much quarantined. I work from home and I only leave to pick up beer. That's the only thing I like.
You can get that delivered too. You can stop leaving.
Yeah, I know. But I need to leave the house once in a while. Otherwise, I feel like completely crazy. So, but yeah, no, but I found some good stuff. But I mean, we talked about it a little bit earlier. Like when we have an episode where we want to talk about designs and the naming and the marketing that goes into something, it's a little bit, we can pull from history, but also sometimes because beer is fresh. It depends on what's on the shelf right now, because I've come across some really nice stuff that's just not available right now. But I did find some stuff, and this one is a brand spanking new brewery, someone that's not open yet, and it goes a little bit hand in hand with Crown and Hops that Brian was mentioning. The brewery is called People's Republic of South Central, and it's also a minority-owned brewery, and they just started 2 weeks ago. I picked this up last weekend, I think, and underneath they also have the print that says Buy LA for LA, and basically this limited edition can, it's kind of funny when they beer limited, because who would want to keep that around? It's going to go bad, right? But the release is all the money they made on this was to buy Chromebooks for inner city kids, basically. So it's really just a community effort. So they're off to a flying start. But that aside, I really like the minimalist look of the can. I love the typography on it, and I just love the name. I mean, I think that's such a, like, now Jacette was talking about the voting can, and I think this is kind of like up there as well. But there's a lot of opinions in this can, right? I mean, there's a lot of political undertones, I should say. So I like that. And my next one, I'm a sucker for bright colors and patterns, but this is one that I really like. It's called Lips and Lungs. And the brewery is called Short Throw Brewing. And I don't even know where they're located. North Haven, Connecticut.
Oh, okay. Connecticut.
Yeah.
But I mean, double check that, because last time, every time you read a location, that was the bottling location, not the brewery location. When I double checked episode 2, man, your geography was way off.
Oh,
that's because Anders starts drinking like hours before we do, and so you just can't.
I'm a foreigner. I don't know shit about American states. They're all like,
you've been in the U.S. so long.
Yeah, but I'm very Californian, right? Like there's California, New York, and Texas, right? Seattle too, of course. But no, it is Short Throw Brewing Company, North Haven, Connecticut. So, but I like this can. I like the style and the pattern. But I also feel like it says Lips and Lungs in here. I'm trying to read it, but I can't figure it out. But maybe I have to decipher this later. So that's cool. And then of course, I love this brewery that I've shown you before, Prairie, Artisan Ales. And the name of this one is called Pineapple Upside Down Cake, which I can show you guys if I flip it around. Here we go. And it's a sour ale with pineapple, pecans, cherries, and yellow cake. But I just love I feel like they're a Cartoon Network in a can. Like it's just all their cans are like, looks like you should be taking acid along with your beer. So
which beer are you drinking of the 3?
And that is the one I'm drinking, and that's the one I like the most, because I think it's just like they've got it. I mean, I'm a sucker for, it's juvenile, but I also think it's playful and fun, and I think it's a lot about what small brewers are about, But I felt like I wanted to have a couple of different things in there: the serious stuff, and the fun stuff, and the colorful stuff, So So that's what I would pick. If I had to choose one, it'd be this one.
Find out upside down. Okay.
Upside down.
Yeah. Kara, you want to go with your 3 random things?
I know mine are a little bit more random because I am not much of a beer connoisseur per se. So my first beer is obviously not a can, but Solar Storm by Urban Family. So it's a sour that has raspberry notes in it. I liked the label because it was bright, it was shiny and sparkly, but it's also it's something I would actually drink, which is kind of what I was going for. The next one is clearly not a beer, which is hilarious, but bear with me. The next one is actually a CBD soda. So has its own relaxing tendencies. I had one the other night, and I think I just like melted into our couch slowly as we watched.
Let's be clear. She not only had one of those, but she also had a CBD bath bomb at the same. So she was sitting in the bath that had a CBD bath bomb, and she was drinking CBD soda.
So I was effectively catatonic for a few hours.
Sorry, I was
like suspended.
But then finally, what I'm actually drinking right now, and is my favorite can, is Sour Me by Dew Club Brewing.
Oh, it's unicorn parts, nice.
Oh, unicorn parts with Sour Me. And it says it's with fruity cereal and glitter.
It's a collab with Diablo Donuts and Duclaw. They're doing a collab.
You need to finish that beer, Kara, and pour that out into a glass so we can see the glitter. You've got to pound your beer.
Yeah, because I'm.
Is there any glitter in that yet?
Yeah, we keep pouring it. We haven't seen the glitter yet.
Keep drinking.
So I'm like, maybe it's settled to the bottom because it says it does that.
So the 3 I have, starting off with Moonraker, which they're down in, I believe, the Sacramento area. Clint Welch was just talking about Moonraker, actually. It's called Shake This S'more. It's a campfire theme. So there's a tent, there's an alien, there's a UFO in the background. There's a Bigfoot and another alien as well. And this is Nitrodosa. Shake this can a few times and pour it upside down into a glass. So yeah, this kind of fun campfire can, 8% beer. The one I'm drinking is from Rainy Days up in Paulsbo here in the Western Puget Sound area. It's a white stout called Mind Funk from Rainy Days Brewing. It's a pale stout that's brewed with cold brewed coffee to give the aromas associated with the stout, and it's actually quite delicious. So yes, this is a stout. It's really amazing. And then this is the can that Jacette originally bought, but I bought it 2 days before she did. So this is from Mirage Brewing. So Mirage is they brew only up here. They don't have a tap house, and they've made quite a bit of political statements recently on their cans that have actually led them to get some cyber attacks and have their website and Facebook page taken down due to cyber attacks for a bit. Kara's showing me right now. She's shining a light on and there is
actually glitter. I don't know if the camera's actually going to catch it.
I'm not sure if this will pick it up, but I do see the glitter. It's kind of amazing.
There is like gold glitter going through that for sure.
Oh, you're gonna pee glitter. You're gonna pee glitter.
Yeah, perfect.
Or poop glitter. That would be even better.
That's where the fart coming.
So I believe this beer is called Vote or Literally Die. That's the name of the beer. And then the imagery on it is amazing. So it has a RIP, RBG, has a constitution where it says it's a New England style IPA. Has a skull and it says civil rights, climate, and healthcare. Vote, vote, vote. And then on the very bottom, a little nod to us leftists. It says next time AOC. So it's a fun can. It stood out to me, especially this year. And again, super local brewer, love supporting people that have good message. up here, but
It stood out to me too, which is why I bought it. But I'm gonna honor the fact that you were there first.
I was willing to change my can up anyways, but you got to introduce the Great Notion can, so that's great. So everyone choose your one can that we're all gonna rank 1 through 6. So we have the Great Notion, we have the Unicorn Farts, the Pineapple, the Vote. Brian, which one do you got? Oh yeah, the artwork inside and out, and you have the Farmhouse Saison. Is that right?
I do.
Why don't we rate 1 through 3? Like your top 1, 2, 3.
Okay, yeah. Okay, just rate your top 3. So that'll make things a little quicker.
On the number 3, so 1 being the best, right? So number 3 would be the glitter poop one.
I mean, she's like farting unicorns and like shitting like
Yeah, I
glitter.
can't,
Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's like, how can you not love that? And number 2 would be my beer, like Titian, because it's just, how can you not love this guy? And the third one is actually, that's Jack's. And I think because also it shows you what you can do with like the limited like beers that are fresh, that's coming out, and they can speak to a community in a split second, right? It's different than wine. It's beer, you can do that with beer, and it's pretty powerful. And I also I couldn't really tell the small illustrations on it, but it reminds me a little bit of Highland Brewing. They do a lot of that. They do a lot of those type of illustrations. It's like they stick and poke tattoos. Very cool. Very cool. I like that.
All right, Joel, we just lost Joel. So Brian, you want to give your rankings?
Yeah, number 3, I'm going to go with Jack. Your can. I like the. It's like cool artwork, and then I like the message. Especially in this year, it's like super important. So that cannot be understated. Number 2, I'm going with the pineapple upside down cake. I love the play on the title. I love the bright colors. I like that you can flip it upside down. Plus, like Prairie makes great beers, so all that is like good stuff for me. Number 1 is Jacette's like the Love and Ritual, I think, from Great Notion. I love their artwork. Their beer is amazing. Their artwork is amazing. Yeah, I'm a huge fan. So those are my top 3. No offense to 4, 5, and 6, but
Joel, your top 3. Joel.
Well, I have a question first, because I've actually never been to Great Notion. Jacette, is the label on that like one of those super like kind of textured labels, like where it's like a craft label, and then this means something to me.
I can hear you.
Yes. So it's not textured where you can feel this, but it's kind of got a matte finish.
Yes, the matte. Okay.
And it's very independent feeling because each one of them is like plastered on. Okay.
Right on. Okay. That's super helpful. All right. So now I'm ranking.
Cut you out. You're gonna just spend the night. I'm gonna call it do the recording.
It's all right.
Wait.
So I have 5 different audio tracks recording, so I can always mute them.
Okay. I was like, I don't think that's me. My internet's not terrible right now. But
Anders, keep your side pieces in check, man.
I at least muted when I went and yelled at my kids.
I have a quick.
Go ahead, Joel.
Crazy side story. We have a guy helping us with a washer and dryer right now, and he was stuck in the bathroom. Like during the recording, I had to go in and check on him. Elizabeth, my wife, was coming out. I think, what the hell? You have to come and help me. Like, I'm on a call right now. I can't wait. By the way, I'm sorry.
It's like important business.
I know. We're talking about.
How about that humble brag with the washer and dryer? I mean,
Brian,
I didn't say it was in the house.
Up here in Seattle, we all have them.
It's a dumb.
you guys are living a dream.
Yeah. Okay.
Lee, I think you're the only one without a washer and dryer right now.
Fuck me. Cheers.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Jack. I'm gonna break the rules. I had to show you one more. They didn't make it.
It's pretty cool.
All right, but that was legit.
Where is that from?
That's amazing.
So Elton. It's from Laughing Monk Brewing. Laughing Monk.
Awesome.
I don't know where it is. Where they're San Francisco.
And I did predict that Anders would have more than 3.
I know.
Joel, you want to give your rankings?
I mean, I did officially. My top 3 has taken this call straight off the rails, which you probably could have predicted as well. So here we are. Third, I'm gonna go to my top right, which is Jacette's from Great Notion. Love the artwork, super cool. Love those wrap labels, whether it's the textured one or the matte. Number 2, we got to go with Jack's. I don't even remember what kind of beer it was, but whichever one had RBG on it because it was sweet.
Yeah, it's a New England style IPA, dry hop with Talus. Yep.
All right, I'm
Nelson,
in.
Sauvin, and Pacific Sunrise.
Cool.
Yep.
And
it's
then
very timely too, how quickly they got that can out.
Very nice. And then pineapple upside down cake. I mean, come on, delicious cake, and that thing was that thing was so cool. Like if I turn my can upside down, it's just going to be some drips on them.
By the way, this brewery, I mean, all their cans are just like storytelling at the finest. You know, they're just, it's for kids. Get kids starting drinking young.
It's not for the kids.
It's not. Hopefully, it's not for kids.
The kid's like 13% beer, yeah.
No, you clearly did not watch episode 2 where we talked about my early drinking age. So technically, it could be.
You
for
were
kids,
drinking
depending.
40 answers.
Yeah.
Get them young.
That's experiences versus there's,
Oh, that's a good way of putting it.
Condoning that here.
Fact. True. Very true.
Funny.
Jacette, you want to give your ranking?
Yes. So my top 3, starting with 3 first. Number 3 is Belize. Any brewery that is like commissioning artwork from artists and local artists, dude, that is just amazing. And I love that. And I think it's a great can, great artwork. And the fact that you're actually using and paying local artists is just, or just artists in general, rad. Number 2 is mine. And I know that I'm biased, but I just, Great Notion has some of the best artwork I've seen on any can. And they just never recycle. They always come up with something new. And honestly, it's got a skull on it and you can't compete with that. That's just fucking gorgeous. And number 1, I do think, Jack, yours is my number 1. I think, Anders, you talked a little earlier about beer being political. And I think alcohol in general kind of always has been political, depending on the decade or century or whatever, right? And I think now, especially with independent breweries, like, you would think that they have less of a voice, but they're actually coming out loud and clear. So that's my favorite can, which is why I bought it. But yours is number 1.
Cool.
He's so impressed that he walked away.
I know.
Carrie, you want to go with your ranking?
Yeah. So I would say that number 3 is the vote or literally die. It's just a dope can, and I think having RBG on there and the ode to her
with the crown,
I think is just super dope. And the fact that also that you have next is AOC on the bottom is awesome. My number 2 can would be Jacette's from Great Notion, because that's just, it is, to me, literal artwork. I love the creativity behind Great Notion, and there's stories behind every character, every label, things of that nature. I think is just rad. And my favorite one is the pineapple upside down cake. What? Because it's so bright, it's cheery, and I like that you can actually flip it upside down, and it's
still smiling.
And he's still smiling. And it's a sour, which I'm a sour girl, so
yeah, I like sours.
It's a win-win for me. So
there's something to be said for also for the cans, because Brian's can and Joel's can, I had a little bit of a hard time seeing them on the screen, and I think certain things just look better in our Zoom environment than versus seeing them on the shelf and you can pick them up, because you get all the packaging sometimes with the way they treat the labels with the reflections and all that stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff going into the packaging, so it's a little hard sometimes to tell. So I know that the other cans are good looking too. It's just it doesn't come across as well on during right now. basically. You have to see them in person. I have to drink them in person.
Drink them in person.
All right, so I'll wrap things up on my rankings. Number 3, I'm going to vote for the pineapple upside down cake. This sounds like an amazing beer too. I kind of want to try it. I had this really weird beer at what's the name of the place? Can Bar.
Oh, okay.
It was from England. It was a banana bread beer. It was so good. Yeah. Just totally random train of thought there. My number 2 ranking, I'm going to vote for RBG. And number 1, great notion. I mean, I just love what they do, the stories, the caricatures, and just characters, I should say. And yeah, and their beer is great too. So I'm going to give the vote to that. Before I add up the totals, so Jacette mentioned, and Anders, that beer is political. So yeah, someone I follow on Twitter made these stickers. And the proceeds for this go to a organization called, it's called Beer Culture with a K. So their mission is building trust and strengthen communities by using craft beer to foster inclusion, equity, and diversity. So they, beer, just 1K, not 3.
Because 3's bad. 2's okay.
If you have too many K.
Yeah, no, the people running this definitely would only have one.
The Kardashians is the problem.
Otherwise, you're going a different political direction.
Yeah, I think that's why the Kardashians are being canceled and not going more seasons or something. I don't know. Too many Ks.
There's a lot of reasons that should be canceled. So I've tallied up the scores. We have a 2-way tie for second place. We have the Great Notion and the Pineapple Upside Down beer are our second place beers of the night. You want to hold up the can, Anders? I should play some Olympic music, shouldn't I?
You should.
Don't have the rights to.
Make sure you can't even say Olympics.
Yeah, and then
mustache?
No
mustache.
Mirage Can won tonight. The can just stood out, and I think basically because everything that's going on in the world right now, I think it really stands out even more. So I actually do like Kara's can. This thing is hilarious. Well, awesome. Thanks everyone for joining us. This was a fun little challenge. We should probably come up with some more of these challenges and just as an excuse to see all your great faces and hang out. So I hope you guys all enjoyed our can challenge. We'll join us next week for happy hour here on the Craft Beer Runner. Cheers, everyone.
Thanks for hosting, man.
Cheers.
Yeah.